tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stopped.
All right, so 67 seconds, that was a pit stop from the 1950s. Let's look at 2013. All right, what do you notice immediately as you're looking at that? It's loud for sure, isn't it? More folks, watch closely is all I'm going to say. So what you're, I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? What we're looking at is the idea of innovation, the idea of taking technology, taking what we know about engineering, taking what we know about science, about math, and improving on a practice. That's what STEM is all about. It's not necessarily inventing some fascinating brand new thing, but it's making something that's out there better using what you know or what you've learned. So with this one, it always blows my mind how quickly, like every time I show this to people, they're like, wait, what? They already did it? And we always joke, we don't think we want to be the person that was standing at the very front of the car as it pulls in. I don't know that that would be the safest job. We're talking about STEM and we're talking about cars, and I showed you race cars and they got faster at changing at the pit stop. Why should you care about those things? Well, you may or may not be a car person who cares about how efficiently they can change a tire or how they can get a car that can go from 0 to a certain speed and a certain time factor, or the comfort of a car or whatever. You may not even care about cars. Well, there's more to STEM than cars, of course. So when we're talking about STEM, I mentioned earlier that it's more than robots and lab coats. And a lot of people think, oh, to do STEM, I have to have a robot, or I have to go work in a lab somewhere and wear a lab coat or something. But when we're talking about STEM, it's actually the underpinning of everything from manufacturing, food production, healthcare, transportation, affordable housing, safety and security, and so much more. You find STEM in every single element of all of these different categories. The reason that we're focused on STEM is so that we can make sure that the students that are in our schools are ready for the future. We don't know what that's going to look like. We know that things are constantly evolving and changing. The things that they have access to, the jobs that even exist, we don't know what they are. So if we can teach them not a set of specific skills, but we teach them how to problem solve, we teach them how to work with others, then we're giving them the skills that they're going to need to be future ready. Things that we're working on are helping them develop a mindset, a STEM mindset. We want them to have grit. We know that real life, you got to have grit if you're going to be successful in life. We want them to have a sense of perseverance, that they're going to encounter obstacles throughout their lives, throughout their job, throughout whatever. They're going to encounter those things. How can they persevere and have that belief in themselves so that they can accomplish whatever task is out there? So these are life skills, not just STEM skills, but they're definitely transferable both directions. It will help a person in life, but it's also a skill set that they need to be successful in STEM careers. All right, I'm going to quiz you for a second, Dr. Robertson. All right, what do you I have on the screen? I'm showing you a picture of something. This is a that they're looking to put out in the market. What do you think I'm showing you?
A milk carton.
All right, it is a milk carton. What do you think it does?
I'm gonna need some help.
All right. So what do you notice about them? So it starts off, it's all one color, and then it changes color. Why do you think it might change color?
The temperature.
All right, temperature's a good guess. It's actually an innovation that when the milk goes bad, the carton changes color. So it lets you know when the milk is safe to drink. All right, so think about this for a second. What color of bad milk is good for you to drink? Like, where would you drink? What number of these things? Like, when I start seeing something that looks bad, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to drink that, right?
Right.
So if I work for the dairy industry, is this something I want to put out there or not something I want to put out there?
I mean, I think this is great.
For
Yeah,
consumers, it's great.
yes.
For the dairy industry, it's going to be a benefit because people are going to throw their milk out a lot sooner and buy more milk, which is going to help the milk industry
Right.
make more money.
Yes, wow, awesome.
So it's a way to kind of think about, and this is a STEM innovation right there, where it's taking the chemical reaction that's happening as the milk sours, and that chemical reaction actually transfers onto the cardboard on the outside. So there's a chemical process that happens through that. I don't understand it, but that's what's happening.
Right.
Elements of the arts to make it very visual, very dramatic, so that you can definitely tell the color contrast between milk that's good to drink and milk that has gone bad.
And so, and I'm assuming that the bottom right, it has spoiled.
It has definitely, it's all spoiled. I would not drink that milk. Here, it's pretty dadgum spoiled. Would you drink that milk? Over, it's pretty spoiled. Would you drink that milk? I guess it depends on how bad I want a bowl of cereal.
Right.
All righty. So, how about AI? How familiar are you with artificial intelligences?
Very familiar.
All right. So with AI, you know, a lot of people think of AI again with robots, that they're trying to get a robot that's going to interact with you or whatever. What if I told you everywhere already? AI is, let's start with right now, it's in our fast food restaurants. So when you kiosk, seeing these in a fast food place where you can like personalize your own order. But in some of the places, there's AI, there's facial recognition. And as you walk up, they've collected data on all the different customers that have used that machine. And based on the customers that look like you, that look to be your age, that look to be male or female, that look to whatever, they take all these different data points, and based on what those customers typically order, that's what they'll offer you as menu suggestions. You can't just eat those things, but it predicts based on getting to know you as a person what you want to order.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that saves me a lot of thinking.
Sure, definitely, right? Well, they're using these AI-enabled devices with technology in fast food places, not to replace workers, because we still need our people to interact with one another and provide great customer service, but they're doing it so that we have more accurate ordering, so that we have a faster drive-through experience, and so that our customers are, they provide a more intelligent experience for customers as they're interacting in that store. So it gives us the features that a customer would want.
And it's awesome.
Future innovation that's coming out right now. It is a little car called Neuro. It is a self-driving car that has partnered with Domino's Pizza. So you can order your pizza and they put it inside the little Neuro and they deliver it straight to your door with this self-driving car that no humans have to drive.
Right. So we may have some individuals without jobs.
Well, we might, but then again, you know, you still have the people that have to make the pizza, that have to put it in there, that it doesn't completely replace, but it gives some other options. They're also looking at using that for grocery delivery, so that Kroger, and they partnered with Kroger as well, so they deliver your Kroger click list. I think that's what they use. They deliver your groceries straight to your door using that innovation. Oops, I did not mean to click that. We don't have to watch the video. There's a whole video on it. Oh, I went too far. Hold on one second. There's the video that I'm trying not to play. Another cool innovation that's out there is called Run Up. It's a wearable technology. I don't know how familiar you are with wearable technologies, but wearable technologies are things obviously that we put on our body. Everything from shirts to shoes to socks that are wicking to keep our feet drier, or shirts that dry quickly, or scarves that cool us. This is like, it's a headband, but if you notice right here around her ear, it's got a speaker embedded in it. So that when she's exercising, doing whatever she wants to do, and I do have a video of this one too. Oops. whenever she's doing what she wants to do, let me pull that one up. It's right here. Her earbuds don't fly out of her ear. I don't know about you, but when I'm wearing my little earbuds, they tend to fall out.
Yes.
Trying to jog, or if I'm at the gym doing something, they
Ready
fall
to be
out.
fit?
But this way, you just stick this on your head and you can exercise without losing your mobility, still have your music, all your tunes that you want to listen to.
Feel the
and
fittest.
It doesn't fall off.
Yes.
This is a new
A brand new
wearable
sport
technology
sound
that's
wear.
out there.
Yeah, that's more conducive.
Run up.
Yeah. I don't think I could do that with my earbuds. All right, so they tell you all the features of it and why you want it, which I think is interesting. But, all right, so we've got that one. But let's say you don't want to wear a headband. That's going to mess up my hair. I don't want to mess up my hair. But they got these Bluetooth sunglasses. So if you want to listen to your music, you can just wear your sunglasses, and they've got the speakers right here. So you can just listen to it. You're not really exercising with that one, but you're looking cool, and nobody knows that you have your earbuds in or you don't have your earbuds in, but you're just wearing your sunglasses, and they do multiple things. So that's just someone who's thinking of something outside the box. They take something that's already there, and how can I make it better? I have never thought about putting speakers in sunglasses before. I don't know about you. Did you think about that?
Never thought of that.
Never. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, cool, I want one. You know, because it's there, and it is a different thing. So the idea behind it is to integrate all the different things that we know and that we've learned. We want to take all the knowledge that we have, that we're learning in all of our different classes, and combine that to create something new and meaningful for others in the world. What I'm showing you on the screen right now, the top image right up here, the top image up here is weather data. That looks like anything. If I've been in a lot of science classes, which I have, when you're in science classes, you can see different weather data, and they've tracked that weather data over time, numbers of days, and I don't really know what all those things mean right now. I'd have to go in there and analyze that. I'd have to find what all of those data mean. Well, on the bottom is an artist, and what she has done, and she has taken the weather data that has been provided, and she's created an art, a piece of art with it. So that's the difference between STEM and STEAM. It's you're taking science or math or engineering or technology, and you're using the fine arts to make it more accessible, more engaging, and more meaningful to other users. So this particular artist, she does a variety of things, and if you zoom in, you'll see all the data points that were up here. They're embedded in her artwork all the way around. So you can see what she was thinking and how she's trying to communicate the different types of where it was rainy, where the grass was growing, where the sun was out a lot, where we had, different types of precipitation. She's communicating all of that through her sculpture.
Awesome.
So again, we're doing all of this so that we're future ready, so that we can get any job that we want in the future. You don't have to go into a field where you study weather data all day long. You can do anything that you want to do, but you're going to be able to use the skills that you've learned through a STEM background in any job because they're transferable. They're life skills that you will definitely use that'll benefit you. Cobb County did a study of all the business and industry in Cobb County, and they asked them, they talked to the HR directors and the CEOs of those businesses, and I was actually part of this group. Not that I was a CEO or anybody. I sat on the outside of the room but listened to them talk. But while they were doing that, they asked them, what do you need in employees? What do you need in a workforce? And so, I expected them, because I'm from a certain generation, I expected them to talk about a college degree or whatever. None of them said that, not one. Maybe Novellus, that is an aluminum engineering company, that you do have to understand how aluminum is made in chemistry and physics and stuff. But for the rest of them, they said that it was more important that the person understood how to be part of a team.
Wow.
The person understood soft skills and customer service. They said they could teach them the skills for the most part that they would need to be successful in that job, but they can't teach them how to be a team player.
Oh, wow. Wow.
By the time they're in high school, they either or have finished high school and are out into the real world, they either know how to do that or they don't. Because
Right.
those skills that they have to work through whenever they're in school. So what we're doing when we're building STEM programs in elementary and middle school and into high school is we're giving them opportunities to work on a team and develop those skills and refine those skills year after year after year. It's not going to be perfect, and you're going to get on a team where you're going to go, sometimes, but hopefully the majority of the time you're learning how do you work with someone that is pushing a button. You know, you can't just walk away and say, never mind, I don't want to do this.
Right.
That's how you get a job, and that's not how you keep a job, and that's not how you have a life that you enjoy living. You have to interact with people. So knowing how to do that, those are soft skills that companies are looking for and teamwork skills that they're looking for. You also notice that STEM is in the top 5 things. They want people with a background. They do want people that have skills, and they want them with a background in STEM skills. Sorry about that. My internet went down.
That's okay. That's okay. I think it was. I think it was a great pause moment to digest the slide. So that was great.
All right, good. All right, I'm going to come back to that one. Hopefully y'all heard that you don't have to have a 4-year college degree to get a job in a STEM field. It's
That's
not
amazing.
required, which is awesome.
Right, because as they get exposed to STEAM, they're actually getting that really that higher level thinking that they will get being enrolled at a tech or a 4-year university.
Yeah, at any of those things. So you're building that skill set. You need to find what it is that you're interested in. And then there are elements of STEM and STEAM embedded throughout any of those that will help with jobs.
Yes, and Dr. Creel, if you don't mind, if I can ask you a question.
Sure.
So in order for students to prepare themselves, for STEM, for STEAM, it's encouraging for them to get exposed to it, at the elementary level?
It is. I mean, it's helpful, but it's not a requirement. I think it's one of those things that it can be driven, like you could be sorry, my dog fell. You can be part of a school that is working on that, or you could be working more independently and broadening your own horizons and expanding your own mind by, trying to figure out how things work, or, taking an interest in your studies, in your math or your science, just seeing how you can integrate those ideas together, or even your fine arts. How you can take your love of dance, how you can take your love of music, how you can take your love of theater and integrate that into helping people better understand some of the other things you're learning in your other classes.
Right, and I love that. And if you don't mind me asking, just to add to that, how do students know if they're actually STEAM equipped?
Oh, that's
if that makes sense.
That does make sense. And it's one of those things, it's not like a definite, like, ooh, there it is, that's a lamp kind of thing. It's not.
Right.
It's one of those things, it's something you build over time. It's like becoming a great chef or learning how to cook dinner. All right. So yeah, you can start doing some basic things early on, but you're going to add skills and become better at preparing that meal and adding, oh, now we've gone from just making mac and cheese. Now we're going to add in some chicken. So we've learned how to, first we might have just boiled it, but now we've gotten to a point where we're actually going to go out and grill it, or we're going to add different things. So it's the same thing with the STEM skills and the STEAM skills. You start off with some very basic introductory ideas, and then you continue to refine those to where they become stronger and more complete in their idea. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Great point. Great point.
All right. I got a couple other things I was going to share with you, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Oops, I forgot to share with the share button. So in Georgia, the film industry, we're talking about jobs and opportunities for STEM and STEAM. The film industry is the perfect marriage of the two. So depending on what your interest is, look at the amount of money that that industry generates. All right. You see that there's 2.1 million jobs. Wages are 53 billion. Local businesses are involved at 93,000, and 16.5 billion in exports are going on. These are different jobs that we have in the film industry, depending on where your talents or your interests lie. So from production design, so let's say you like to build stuff, you like to create things, you can be in charge of props, decorations, a costume designer. You don't necessarily think about those areas as STEM, but they are, because you have to understand makeup design. You have to understand how to put different materials together. You have to understand what you are going to be able to use to create a character based around the vision of someone else and how to execute that. Sound engineers, boom operators, sound mixers, cinematography, the camera operator, all of those jobs, editors that are going back in and editing that movie and making it just right with the right shot, the right lighting, sound effects, and then visual effects. Those are huge areas, and all of those are done integrating STEM skills and practices. A lot of technology, but also a ton of the fine arts. So you're utilizing what you understand about the fine arts, and you're integrating that through that medium.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome.
All right. The other thing is we're really working on the 4 C's when we're doing STEM and STEAM, and that's that teamwork thing we were talking about earlier. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. And we're doing all of that so that our kids are future ready. No matter where they want to go, they're ready for the future. So this is where I kind of had something that I was going to put out to your group. Is now a good time to share that idea?
Yes, please. Yes.
All righty. So this is where it was going to be your call to action. It is your turn. STEAM is everywhere. I showed you some silly examples from a milk carton that will tell you when the milk has gone bad, to speakers that are in sunglasses, to a car and how a car has gotten better. But your job is to identify a personal connection to a STEM or STEAM product, practice, or thing, and create an awareness campaign for your peers so that they understand that that's STEM. Because right now, a lot of people still have the conception that STEM is robots and lab coats. How do them understand that STEM is everywhere, from Starbucks and making sure you don't run out of the caramel for your caramel macchiato, to the sound that you're listening to and your favorite artist sounds just as good in your headphones as it did if you were at a live concert. So what we want you to do is you're going to try to create an awareness campaign of some type to share that this is STEM. So that your tagline is, "This is STEM." We have some ideas linked below. I'm sure we can put that in when we share this out later. We can share this link where they'd be able to kind of go and get some ideas about how to pitch something and how to communicate their ideas. So we put that on there. And we want them to find something that has real world relevance to them. So you may get inspired by your local barbershop when you're getting your hair cut and say, "Oh, wow, I know we could do this better here if we applied this practice." Think about the 1950s car to the 2013 car and how it got better. How could you do something like that with real world relevance in your barbershop? Or my favorite one is the one at the top where someone is riding their bicycle and they don't want their cell phone to get wet. So they took a bottle and put it over so the cell phone wouldn't get wet if they were riding their bicycle in the rain, but they could still like figure out where they had to go or something else.
I need that.
I know. And I mean, they sell some real fancy ones, but I'm like, you didn't spend any money on that, and you got one that's a very effective design. So I think that's brilliant. And again, maybe you want to make the world a better place and you're into doing the environment. So how you could use ideas to make the environment a better place. So get inspired, think about how you could use the arts. Again, we want to really make sure we're using our fine art skills, dance, drama, music, or even visual arts. How could you create an awareness campaign that could help someone else understand that STEM is more than robots and labs?
Wow, wow, wow. And if you don't mind if I interject, so how could, yeah, awesome. I'm getting too excited. I'm getting too excited. It's like I want to put a project together. So again, Dr. Creel, how can this particular project be extended over, let's say, hey, we give them the month of October, the month of November, the month of December to work on it? Like, how can this particular project be 3-part?
All right, so I think the first part would be to come up with your idea. Think about something, get it, find your inspiration, find something. And they can bounce it off of you or me or whomever, bounce their ideas off their friends or maybe a teacher or something. This is what I'm thinking about. Then conceptualize and refine that idea. How could you communicate the elements that are STEM that are in there or your ideas to make it better? How could you communicate that with someone? And then the final one would be to actually create. So you're going to have to storyboard. You're going to have to kind of use your fine arts and your literacy training, because we have to write a script. You can't just come off the cuff, especially if you're going to use music to convey what it is that you're trying to share with someone. You're going to have to write that song. You're going to have to work on those lyrics. You're going to have to, try to say them or sing them or whatever you want to do to make sure they're actually flowing in the way that you want them to go. And then the last one is to get it in a way that we can share it using social media. So we want to get it out there on social media platforms. I'm sure we'll come up. I haven't come up with one yet. We got to come up with a good one. A way that we can share this out with others to create that awareness campaign. And then we can track those so that others can see and be inspired by what you come up with.
Yes, wow, I am blown away, Dr. Creel, just by the innovativeness of this particular task, because it is so relevant. It is so relevant. And I think as educators, this is what we have to do more, inside the class setting to make it,
yes,
to make
it
engaging and tactile. And so again, thank you. Job well done. And I know the stakeholders are really looking forward, to starting this campaign.
So, I think it's one of those things that's definitely, it is a little out there with what we're asking them to do because it is open-ended. That's a blessing and a curse because there's so many different things. My suggestion would be to pick something that really interests you. And your awareness campaign could be just to identify the technology used. So let's go to our barbershop example. So from the barber, it could be the picture of the barbershop where you're showing all the technologies there. So they've got from certain chemicals that they use to clean the combs and the clippers and everything that they use to make sure they're sanitary from one guest to the next guest. They have towel warmers. They have different types of beard solutions, different types of products that we use in our hair, different types of clippers. They have different types of scissors. They have things that do all kinds of different things. And all of those are different types of technology. There's science in there. Look at the economic impact. How much money are they making? How much time do they spend on one client versus another? And then you've even designed the engineering of the chair. Is the barber's chair comfortable? Because if it's not comfy, I'm not going. So you've got STEM all over it, and you're in the barbershop, and you don't even think that that's going to be your place.
Yes. Wow, Dr. Creel. And so, guys, what we want you to do, as she conveyed to us earlier, we need you guys to, watch this video, rewind, fast forward, and we want you to start start working on this project, because in January, we are going to, announce, a winner. And so more information to come, guys. So again, we encourage you guys to go ahead and start working on this, and just stay tuned, and we're going to follow up with more information. But again, give it up for Dr. Creel. So again, any last minute comments, Dr. Creel?
I applaud anyone that is out here that's watching this, that's thinking about, all right, how could I try to do this? That's the first step. And every wonderful, cool thing that we use started with somebody who had an idea. And you can be that somebody who has an idea. You just never know where it's going to go.
Wow. And thank you again, Dr. Creel. Job well done. And we look forward to working with you. Thank you.